everybody. I just want to put a bit of a shout out to all the people who commented and to Karen over at her channel for doing the video response to me and really helping me through my self-casting issue and self-love dilemma thing. So, sort of as a thank you, you guys gave me so much advice and input. I wanted to give something back about what I do when I'm not in such a dark place as yesterday to help figure myself out and share some of the resources that I use throughout my own self-love battle and what tools I employ to try to get through that. Now the first one is going to have to be this book. It's called Freeing the Creative Spirit, Drawing on the Power of Art to Tap the Magic and Wisdom Within by Adriana Diaz. And I found this sort of as like a spur of the moment thing. I was getting really into art and using that as self-development for other people, and I ended up using it very heavily for quite a while. And it has several sort of self-love and discovering yourself painting projects that have really helped me out, although I haven't finished the book yet. I really recommend it if you sort of find that creativity and art and all that stuff are a part of your self-love regime. Hello, this is my little doggy. He's my best self-love cuddle baby. My second thing that I use often, it's my art journal. Of course. I only have this one right now because I've just started it last year, and while not everything in here is about my self-love journey, it is really, really helpful for me to create in general, so it is all sort of cathartic and very therapeutic. But a few of my self-love projects that are in here, that's one that's sort of just an abstract little creation of what I call my box, and it's the thing I put myself in when I get in my really hermity-like state and that I don't want to be around people and just my ugh just comes out. This was something of my own creation, and it was all of these around here are the negative things that I say about myself, and I couldn't really come up with very many that I found to be actually true, and that was one of the things that I had to do. I had to put ones that I really believed in myself, which is why it's such an actual small list, because I had to sit there and be rational about it. And of course it's really hard to be rational when you're in that state of mind. But all the stuff within the purple, because purple is my favorite color, are the characteristics about myself that I love and that I know to be true. And I look at this when I am at my weakest points, because all of these really outweigh all these little red lined areas. So it really helps put into perspective that I do think I'm a good person, I do like myself, and the fact that all of these can never outweigh what's all within this purple box. Another one, I would have to say, not so much that one, was this one, and it was a part magazine clippings and art and all that fun stuff and some text there at the top. But what this represented to me was how I felt connected to everything via my spirituality at this time, and I didn't want to be so negative, and I wanted to share my positivity with the world, because what I think affects everyone else. So I really took that global consciousness into myself and realized I am responsible for how I think and how I'm making myself feel, and I'm actually hurting others by thinking that way. So that's what this project was all about. And I guess the other one was as well. This one's a 2-page one that I created, and it says the only way is up. I don't know if this camera is going to show everything the correct way or if it's going to be a mirror, so that's what I'm sort of saying what everything says. But it was just, this one I found, I was in a really dark mood at first, that's why the underneath it all is so dark, but then the only way is up and all these positive colors on this side, and then this shaman-like character, just really interconnected with my spirituality and everything else. And there's a text box down here that says a constant flow of energy, which is what I felt at this time, and I didn't want it to be this negative energy. This one as well is pretty interesting. It says a moment of clarity here at the bottom, and it was just when all of my energy was good and really flowing and feeling nice, and I can't really explain it, but it was a very positive piece for me when I created it. So this one as well. So as I said, my art and what I create is really big for me, so I find that to be a really huge part in my self-love project thing. Another book that I haven't finished, but it did help me. I did start it, but a friend of mine on Facebook said she was going to start a group for this, so I didn't want to get too into it, but I couldn't help but read it anyway. It has to be this one. It's Soul Coaching, 28 Days to Discover the Real You. And typically when I see stuff like that, I groan and I'm like, ugh. But she really recommended it, so I bought it. And it's connecting with the different elements throughout the year, and it gives you different activities and different stages of activities. So if one day you don't really feel like putting your whole self into it, but you want to do something, it does go in stages. And it was very, very helpful, but like I said, I have yet to finish it because I'm still hoping she starts this group, and I don't want to be already through it if other people are going to start. So I stopped myself, but it is by Denise, Linn, if you are interested in working with the elements. And it isn't just self-work, it's like going around your house, changing your environment, different activities for you to do, journaling and likewise. But yes, this is a good one. My next one is Life's Companion, Journal Writing as a Spiritual Quest by Christina, Baldwin. And this one is a journaling one that I bought kind of for my own life coaching practice, to when I can't think of specific journaling topics for people to help them. I go through this, and it's a pretty thick book for different activities and different journaling entries for them to do. And I have used it quite often myself for when I just felt like I needed to get something out, but I didn't know what questions to ask myself. And I look through the different sections, and it really does give very meaningful and deep and insightful journaling topics. So yes, this one's good if you're a fellow journaler like myself. So yes, this one all the way. These next two sort of go together, and I'm sure many of you will know this one, but it's Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Estes, I believe. It's contacting the power of the wild woman. And she talks about sort of the women struggles throughout different cultures through storytelling, and how she believes storytelling is medicine, and how it just sort of gives you different levels of tools to sort of heal yourself and know when to step back and know how to treat all these things that you are feeling emotionally and even physically, depending on what you are going through storytelling. And she does give samples of stories and analyzes them in a really literary way, so my English nerd was completely freaking out with her analyzation of the texts. She does a fantastic job. So this one, like I said, sort of goes with this one. This is Angela Carter's Book of Fairy Tales, but it is not for children. It is sort of before fairy tales went all dumbed down to make kids not terrified of what their true meaning was and what actually went on in the stories. This is the adult-ish version of fairy tales and what actually went on. So it has the classical ones that we all know in their true versions, but then it's also ones, and they're all from all over the world. I'm not that into it yet, but I absolutely love it. My husband recommended it for me when we were at the bookstore, and I picked it up, read one page, and bought it. It is just fantastic, and it totally fits in with this author's point of view that storytelling is medicine. So when I feel like I need a feminine story of true power or something from another culture to just buff myself up, this book is completely full of that, and it is fantastic, and it has anything for anyone under the sun. You will be able to find something in this book if you believe in the storytelling is medicine sort of thing that I do. Then this is going to be a big help for you. Now, my next one, I bought this at it was a secondhand book, and it was at one of my favorite witchy shops, but it is the Enchanted Tarot. Now, I don't have this actual deck, but it was something about this book that truly spoke to me. And it does give the meanings of them and the, one word helping things when you're first learning, but then the deeper meanings. But at the bottom, right down here, it gives you different sort of spells or active things that you can do to learn from the cards. And while I believe tarot is self-development as well, you can use it for self-development as well, people don't really, there isn't a lot of resource out there for that I have found. So this was something I didn't even notice it when I bought it. It was just sort of a new way of learning the tarot again. But then I noticed that it had these ways to connect with the cards when you're trying to embody them and use them for path working. So this is really, really helpful, even though I don't have the deck, and it just gives a whole new way of connecting with them to better yourself, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I use it all the time. And now this is my last one, and it is one of my own creation. I got this book for Yule. It's a journal, and Edgar Allan Poe, little signature there. I'm a huge fan, so my husband knew exactly what to get me. But this is my self-development journal, and currently I am not that far in. As I said, I got it for Yule, so right now I'm like that much in, about. And any self-work that I do that I want to journal about, or anything that I want to analyze, like I have a whole section in here about what I'm doing with my shadow work. I pull now a tarot card for the month and try to embody that tarot card and work with that tarot card. So those are all written down in here. I also am researching a few different things. My spirit animal, my totem animal. It has all my interactions with that in here and what I have learned, and sort of just general info for me to look back to. And some other things, new things that I'm researching, like I'm looking into this whole ascension and awakening aspect of things, but I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. It's but I'm really feeling an energy shift, so that's been the new thing that I've been working on, is figuring out where all this extra energy is coming from, and it's just really put me on not quite ease. I'm really restless and tired constantly. So I've been researching that, and that's been the newest addition to this. But it's just sort of a place where I feel it's so, because I'm a journal freak, so it's some place to put all of that in one place for me to analyze myself and figure myself out, and to keep it all in a nice concise collection in here, instead of having sort of my tarot work journal, my dream analyzation journal, just my research journal. It's all in here. Anything that's pertaining to myself, all in this one. So that is my little gift back. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody who commented on my last video, and all the people that really reached out. I really didn't expect that sort of reaction, and it helped immensely. I cannot even begin to start telling you. But yeah, again, thank you, and I hope that from what they gave me and what I'm giving back, you know, it can help someone if you don't really know where you are and how you can sort of help yourself. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help from others, or a bit from me if you so wish to, but there are tons of us going through this whole self-love thing on the whole YouTube community. So searching for us, we're not going to be that hard to find. Alright, well, thank you all again. Blessings. I'm on such a better standing today, and I feel like it can only go up from here. Blessings and love to you all. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.